Sportster clutch adjustment. You're going to take off this derby cover. The adjuster's right there. It's left-hand thread. When you take the cover off, there's going to be a spring pushing on the cover, and that's the nut you have to pull off. And there's the screws you had to take out. They're Torx. Now, sometimes those things are tight, so I spray them with WD-40, let it soak for a little while, and there's the Torx wrench, and I tap it with a hammer about a dozen times very lightly. And then you just add pressure with a small wrench like that, being really careful. And if it doesn't come off with, like, medium pressure, stop and more oil, tap it more. Real important that you get these screws out without breaking them. Okay, so the adjustment is really easy. When you're done, this thing, see how it's still loose? It's like kind of flopping around a little bit. It has to be loose. It cannot be tight, or else your clutch is going to slip. And before you do that, the cable adjustment, you back that all the way back to its zero, and then you turn that. So try to do it, but this is tighter. You can kind of see it tightening up. But if it's like this, see, that's too tight. It's got to move around. So this is going to be back to where you just see the thing starting to move. That's where, see it's dropping away. That's where it's very important here. Do not make this tight. It's better to be a little bit loose. Okay, so it moves around. That's where you want it. Then you throw this guy back in. Pick a spot. It's got two flats on it. And, geez, I'm trying to do this. Oh, where's it going? It goes like this. Okay, so it's going in that way this time. And then the spring goes on here. And you throw the cover back in the screws. Wipe it all off. Your transmission oil is in here. There's a plug in the bottom here. So this doesn't go through. So no oil is going to come out of there. But if you have the bike leaning on the left-hand side, if it's properly filled, it's still not going to leak oil. But anyhow, good luck.